Selecting the right chain lubricant for indoor training is more important than you realise. Get it wrong and there's going to be mess all over the floor. Get it right and you should have no mess, and you'll be able to use the same bike and chain lubricant indoors as well as outside, making life simple. So I'm going to explain what I think are the two best options. Most of us will use the same bike indoors as what we do outdoors, which can be problematic for the chain lubricant we're using, especially at this time of year with changes in temperature and the weather conditions. Now here on GCNTech, we regularly discuss chain waxing and all the associated benefits to it. However, that can be problematic for when you're riding the indoor trainer, because underneath your bike, all of the wax can flake off and create a big mess. So, what are your two options to try to avoid this issue? Option one is to switch to using an oil-based lubricant for winter and then switch back to a wax when the weather cheers up in the summertime. This is going to mean there's going to be less mess on the floor, but you're going to have lost the advantages of using chain wax, which does seem like a bit of a shame for the majority of your riding. You could use something like this synergetic oil or Synergy oil from Silka, which has been independently tested to be amongst some of the best that are out there. These can be used in both winter and summertime. Silka actually say this Synergy oil, which has been specifically developed for e-bike applications, is also really good for high torque applications like riding the indoor trainer, and due to the thickness and viscosity of it, it's also going to resist being flung off of the chain, keeping you and your bike extra clean. If you want to switch from using hot melt wax to using an oil-based lubricant, the first thing you're going to need to do is give your chain a deep, thorough clean. The easiest way to do that is to remove the chain from your bike, and to do that, you're going to need a tool such as this, which is a chain link tool, or some quick link pliers. These are two tools which I would deem as really useful ones to have as part of your essential home toolkit. They're going to be really helpful in the future. Once you've got the chain from your bike, you need to just go ahead to get all of the wax off of it using some hot water and a mix of degreasers. Then you can dry the chain off, simply fit it back to your bike and move on to applying your oil-based lubricant. Once you've committed to the oil-based lubricant, you're back to that traditional process of periodically degreasing your chain, cleaning it thoroughly, and then reapplying your oil-based lubricant, and you have to keep on top of it to keep everything running sweet. Or there's option two, which is actually a new option, which really excites me because it's great for bike nerds just like me and means you can carry on waxing your chain all the way through winter. Now, this is a modification that's actually been recommended by Josh at Silka. So, the idea here is that you can use your traditional hot melt wax pot, but you're going to add an amount of this fully synthetic oil, be that the Synergetic or Synergy oil. And then when you mix up to a third of one of these bottles into a full pot of wax, it's going to soften the wax and means in the colder temperatures, the wax is less brittle. It's also going to make it ever so slightly tacky, which means it's going to resist breaking and flaking off and making that mess underneath your bike. The small trade-off for this is you are going to lose a bit of longevity from how long the wax lasts in between applications. But I think that's a small price to pay to be able to continue having most of the benefits of chain waxing, both indoors and outdoors in the wintertime. Plus, it's also going to add a level of corrosion resistance, and that's due to the corrosion inhibitors which are inside these synthetic oils. It's important to note that you can't just add an unlimited amount of oil or any types of oil-based lubricant to your wax. According to Silka, it needs to be a fully synthetic oil and something called a Type 5, which essentially means the oil is of a premium grade. Now, if you want to take this to the next level of nerdy bike maintenance, you can fine-tune how much oil you add into the wax. This is because adding less oil is going to mean the wax is a bit more like how it is normally, and then the more oil you add, it's going to make it softer and tackier, and then you can kind of fine-tune it and tweak it to be how you prefer it to be and what suits the conditions and temperatures that you're regularly riding it. It's just important to remember that you can't add more than 1/3 of a bottle to a full pot of wax. Now, in my examples, I've been doing this for a little while now and I've found it to be really beneficial, and that small trade-off of more frequent applications is really worthwhile to have a wax-based product which I can use indoors and outdoors over wintertime. There really is nothing more to it. Those are the two options that I feel are best for simplicity and ease of use. Please do let me know in the comments section down below if you have tried modifying your wax by adding oil to it and how you've got on with it. And also, if you have any other suggestions, please let us know in the comments section to share with the GCN community. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to help support our channel, please subscribe and turn on your notifications. Right, I'm out of here. See ya.